What's up, everybody? We are over at stage 3 Oxcart. It's going to be a mix of coming down the line here with a wheelbarrow and a mix of different weighted sandbags, and then coming to the firing line where they will have a mix of pistol and rifle. We are now covering men's elite. This is going to be their third stage of the day. Just one more to close out Saturday. It was just pouring. It seems like it's lightening up just a little bit for this squad of men's elite. One squad of men's elite has already done this, so I think the conditions were a little worse for them. Nonetheless, we're out in the elements, and this is just part of the game. We have variety in whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting. Maybe the sun will peek out at some point today, but we have, whoops, there we go. Our competitors getting their sight pictures in, putting their rifles in their boxes and their designated lanes, as we have our volunteers switching out our targets. So we're bringing back those nice itty-bitty targets, and now because of the weather, they have covered them so that they don't fall apart. Learning on the fly on what is going to make this work, make it successful as possible for all of our competitors, to lead to a great experience. Smiles are still on their faces. Maybe not right now, they're in the zone, but they were smiling before. There, smile, smile. Several smiles. There we go, we're having fun.
All right, athletes, go ahead and take your sight picture. Put that flag on your red box.
So what we are looking at, oh sorry, can barely see my face with my double hoods here. Let's go down to where their sandbags are. So for men's elite, the mix that they have is going to be a 200-pound sandbag, a 150-pound sandbag, a 125, and a 100. There will be 3 total rounds for this before sandbags. So for one round, they will need to double up. And yeah, the wheelbarrows looking good with some of the dirt that has collected on them. All of their magazines, so 3 for rifle, 3 for pistol. And our sandbags, depending on the division, is going to determine what mix of weights you're going to have. And I would say for the wheelbarrow part of this, they probably have to go, I would say, around 40 yards, around 200 feet is probably what we're looking at. And here they go. Nick Palacios not working this weekend. He's working as a competitor. And I've seen him also do some work as well. He's never totally off the clock. But competing with the men's elite this weekend. Lane 1, David Ruckman. Lane 2, Nick Dininger. Lane 3, Nick Palacios. Lane 4, Matthew Aitken. And lane 5, Memo Regulus.
Judges, you ready?
And here they go.
3, 2, 1, go!
So they will collect their magazines at the very beginning, and then they will determine which sandbag they're going to start with, load it onto the wheelbarrow, and bring it all the way down in their lane. 3 total rounds with a mix of work and shooting at the firing line. So Nick choosing to bring down the 200, and I believe this smaller one is the 100. So he doubled up. In the lane next to him, Matthew also doubled up. And then Nick also doubled up with his sandbag. Shooting sequence here with the rifle. We're going to go through that center part. 15 shots. And then they will move to their rifle, also 15 shots. These are going to be at the very close, probably only about 3 or 4 yards out. Those little tiny targets. And I'm sorry, with pistol it's going to be 12 shots. So 15 with the rifle, 12 with pistol. And to finish up a round, they then bring the wheelbarrow back with it empty. So this is a transition, and you'll notice for men's elite, all 3 of these competitors with a little bit of a run. Not much of an opportunity to gain your breath, and now they will grab the next sandbag. So that one is going to be the 150 that Nick has grabbed. Sorry, Nick Palacios, and then Nick Dinninger, he grabbed, I think, the lighter one. I think he might have grabbed the 125. Moral of the story is they need to get all of the sandbags to the firing line. That will show them advancing to each round. We have a 14-minute time cap here, so when they are done, they do need to return, I believe, all of the weight to the starting line. Time stops when all bags return to the start-finish line. So once all the weight is here, then it all has to go back. So now they will shoot within those 45-degree ports. Nick and Nick pulling it out. Palacios to the right, Dinninger to the left. Dinninger finishing up. He will break the empty. Wheelbarrow back. Palacios also making his way. So Dinninger now for the third and final round, he will grab that 200-pound sandbag. And I think that's the 125 that Palacios will grab. You're welcome. I moved out of the way for Roe. The amount of half of my body pictures that he has is a lot. We could have our own photo album for that. So this will be the third and final round for our Nicks. It's a Nick party at the firing line. All right, Dininger done again first from the rifle. Palacio's done with his rifle. 12 shots left for each of them with that pistol, and then they will load up all of their weight, or as much as they can, to the wheelbarrow, bring it all the way back, and once all of the bags are back, time will stop. So let's see what the strategy is here. So Nick grabbed the 150, then the 125, then the 100, and he's going to try to bring all that back in one fall swoop, but nope, and especially with the elements, things are starting to get slippery, falling out, causing him a little bit of trouble. Palacio's starting with the 200-pound bag that he put in his wheelbarrow. Also now throwing on the 100. Okay, so Dininger will go with just the 2 bags. Palacio's still working there. He's trying to get all 3 with just the 150 left. But nope, that 125, it's not going to hang on. And keeps falling off as Dininger now has 3 of his bags down. I'm sorry, 2 of his bags. All the way down. Palacio's kind of trying to restructure and reorganize them. And at this point, we also have Matthew Aiken in the mix. He's going to be in that gold hoodie. So he has the 125 and the 200 in his wheelbarrow. Palacio's finishing up, Dininger loading his 2 final sandbags there. So the 100 and the 200. 300 total pounds on his wheelbarrow. It looks like it could have been good, but got just a little too much speed, and the 100-pound bag rolled on off. So Palacio's taking a smooth walk, but Matthew to his right able to pass him now. As Dininger finishes up and he locked in his time. We'll catch up with him in just a moment, but let's first see how this plays out. Because it wasn't necessarily whoever gets first to the sandbags. I mean, it was in Dininger's case, but there's some shifts happening now. As Matthew Aiken, I believe, will finish up. I think that's his last sandbag to get over, and he clocked in his time. 9:04. 14-minute time cap. Palacio's now with his 2 final sandbags. Needs to unload them before that time stops. And he is done. 2 competitors still on the floor. David Ruckman here. He's got 3. You can see the way that the wheel, oh man, is it gonna stay? Oh, so close. So Noah Olson.
Bags back in the day.
Giving us a couple historical references from CrossFit's the CrossFit games back in the day. Okay, let's see. Almost there, and he's got 1 more to go. Is all the way in our far lane here. Memo. Unloading his bags before he locks in his time. he is good. Hey, nice work out there.
Thanks.
The sun finally came out too,
Yeah, I
just in
know.
the nick of time.
We were joking about how we said it was going to quit, and then it started snowing again. So
And then it was pouring right before your squad started.
yeah, it's still fun though. We're here, so
We look at those sandbags. 3 rounds but 4. How did you strategize what order you would get that work done?
first pickup, I put in the 100 and the 125 just because that'd be the heaviest load, and then kind of worked back to the 200, and then you saw I tried to grab too many on the way back, and it just failed miserably. But yeah, it worked out.
Do you think it was the way that you were loading them in, or
Yeah.
do you think it's because they're wet now and sandy, or what was it, do you think?
You could probably get 3 on there, but definitely not worth the time to organize, I guess. Or that was my thoughts in the moment. So
Could you feel Palacios breathing down your neck at all?
I assumed I'd look back and he'd be coming with all 4. So, but luckily he didn't. So.
Well, congratulations. Great work on that.
Thank you.
Okay. It was a battle of the Knicks, but Dinninger locked in at least the fastest time. Keep in mind that they need to look at all of their hits on the targets, and that will give us exactly what their finishing time will be. Nick still looks happy.
Not a good idea.
Palacios, you said you overloaded the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
What happened? Come on, you know how these things work.
I thought if I loaded the 200-pound bag on the right and then offset it with the 100 and the 125, it would level out. The 200-pound bag was just too far off, so it just wasn't enough surface area to really level everything out. So as I kept picking up the wheelbarrow, it fell off twice. I was like, it's not going to work. Had to take it back, take the wheelbarrow down, and then just reassess and get those last 2 down.
How did this one compare to other workouts that are a little bit of a similar structure with a wheelbarrow but different weights compare?
It was tough because you have a slight grade going up towards the firing line, so that made it pretty hard. So you really had to figure out where to load the bags appropriately, like heavier bags towards the wheel, so you're not picking up and holding so much on your forearms. Going up was a little tough, but really it was that last trip down. Kind of took a lot out of me. I lost some time there, but I'm happy with how I shot. I didn't drop too many on pistol or rifle, so I shot well.
Okay, we'll have to see what the overall score is. Good to see you out here.
You too. Thanks.
All right, and that will wrap it up for our men's elite division. Now we will reset some of the sandbags, and we have our women's elite taking the range next. We're coming to you in the next video with them, but make sure you like, subscribe, send this to a friend. Helps the sport grow, helps the channel grow. We'll see you for the next video.